Hello and welcome to my channel. I am Heathwyn, and today we are doing another episode of my Rebuilding Willow Creek series. Today, the speed build that I have for you is going to be of the Streamlet Single. And before we got into this speed build, I thought we would jump into this lot and take a look at what it looked like before I renovated it. So this is the Streamlet Single as it currently is in your game in Willow Creek, the Maxis made version. I kept the shell of it and then I just made changes to the floor plan and the exterior. So this is how it looks right now. It's a very small home in Willow Creek. It's one of the starter homes. It's on a very small lot, so there's not a lot going on with landscape, not a lot really going on with the build at all. But if we go and look inside, it's very, very sparsely decorated. There's not a lot going on. This is such a basic house. There's like, a single bedroom with just a bed and a dresser, a bathroom with your standards, a very small living room, this little dining area, and then a kitchen which has like a lot of counters and is laid out in kind of a strange way in my opinion. So yeah, so this is one of the games that obviously it comes with base game. Everybody has it. It was one of the first builds that was in the game period. So it's kind of lackluster and does leave a bit to be desired. So I renovated it. So we will go into that build now. So I began this really just by going in and deleting everything that was already in the home. I wanted to keep the shell of the house basically as it was, and then just redo the floor plan, and give it a new look and a new feel to it. So like I said, I deleted the interior walls, I deleted everything that was inside of it. I did hang on to the trash can because I often forget to put the exterior trash can back in. So I figured if it's already on the lot, I'm not going to forget that it's there. So I moved that around. I redid the roof in a style that I liked a little bit better, extended it forward so that the porch was in fact covered. And I changed the green. I really went with a very neutral, kind of like creams and browns palette for this home. The home I did next to it, the Bargain Bend home, which was the first one in this series, and I will link to that video down below if you are interested in seeing how that one went. That one was built from scratch, and that one was a little bit more blue. So I was going for something in a different color scheme. I went with like neutrally, browns and creams, really. So the exterior is brown siding, and I use like brown doors and brown windows on the outside of it, and just kind of changing the way the feel of the house is just a little bit. It's still a very similar style to how it was before. It just has a different look to it, has a little bit more going on than what the original Maxis lot had. That being said, it does increase the value of the home a little bit. It is still a starter home, don't worry, I haven't changed that about it at all. So it is still a starter home. It just has a little bit more going on than what the original Maxis build had going with it. I am enjoying this little series that I'm doing with changing and doing some different builds. Obviously, this is only the second house that I've done, so I'm not all that far into it. But I have enjoyed it. I think it's an interesting challenge, especially keeping like the shells of the original Maxis houses and just kind of reimagining them, so to speak. So now I'm inside, and I deleted that wall that went into the kitchen and just kind of made the kitchen open and like its own little like separate area, and I used the cheapest counters, but I did not use the cheapest fridge and stove. I wanted to avoid that when possible, just because your Sims don't like what gets cooked in it, so I didn't want to use it. And then I put a little dining area like right off around the corner of the kitchen. I will admit that the floor plan is a little bit strange. It's maybe not what you would necessarily think of. I've got the bathroom right by the door, And the door to the bathroom kind of opens up into the living room, which I could have moved the door and like reoriented that a little bit, but I kind of wanted it how I have it, and I didn't want to change that at all. So I left all of that alone. Did put a little bit of clutter in the bathroom, which is a starter home. That's, you know, there's not a whole lot of options with that one. And the floor plan, because I have the living room kind of laid out strangely, I was like, I don't want to deal with the living room just yet, so I'm going to go and do the bedroom, which I did the bedroom. It's very simple and basic as well. Again, it's a starter home. I did red for that. I don't usually go for red, but again, I was trying some different things. Still trying to stay pretty neutral with the rest of the house. I did end up moving the door to the bedroom just to create the living space as being a little bit more cohesive. And honestly, I think that I got a lot of things in this house for a starter home. Like, I don't have the cheapest, crappiest TV. I went like a size up for the TV. I've got a bookshelf in here, you know, a sofa, a couple of end tables. I get a chess table in here even, and I even managed to get in a computer with a computer desk. So this house really does have a lot of things that for gameplay that work really well, and that can be a problem when you're just getting started. Like, it can be hard to have like a computer. I even have a mirror in the bedroom. So and even upper cabinets. I mean, I probably could have foregone the upper cabinets and done a little bit more with decorating and clutter, but I opted for the cabinets. It is rather sparsely decorated, again, just because this is, you know, this is a starter home. There's not a ton of extra funds for some of those little cluttery objects, but I do manage to like stick in a few plants in places to kind of give it a little bit more of a home feel. It's not quite so stark. The Max's house was very stark, very barren, very bland, not much going on with it at all. So I do manage to get a little bit of decoration in here to make it feel a little bit homey, but it is a nice home for a single sim or a couple. You know, it could be a young couple or it could be an older couple in their retirement, and they're just looking for a place to kind of finish out the rest of their days in a nice quiet neighborhood here in Willow Creek. I did end up using debug landscaping because I was kind of running out of funds and I wanted a little bit more landscaping outside, but so be it, right? It's got some debug landscaping. I'm fine with that. I don't have an issue with that at all. And then just a little bit of terrain paint around the house to make it look a little bit more cohesive and give it a little bit more depth. And really, that's all there is to this build. So we're gonna go into the screenshots now. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give us a thumbs up and hit subscribe, and I will talk to you again soon.